Hey guys, JawsTheSharkReviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe class Fireflight. So here he is in his jet mode. Now before we take a look at Fireflight himself, let's get a nice look here at the packaging that he comes in, because you know every figure has to be included in the packaging, right? At least when Hasbro ships them. So yeah, here's the front. So here's a some nice art here of Fireflight in robot mode, jet mode. Get all this right here too. Get the Age of the Primes logo, and you have the side art right here for the aerial bots, or Superion right here. And yeah, so I'll just say this right here, I own all 5 of them, but this is only my this is only the 3rd figure I'm gonna be reviewing here on the channel. So expect Skydive next, and then Silverbolt after. But yeah, so get to LR1. Here's the top, the bottom. I don't think I showed those off. And here's the back. So, you know, you get Fireflight, Collect to Combine, and 17 steps. All this here at the bottom too. And that is pretty much it for the packaging. So let's fly Fireflight right back onto the review table, where he belongs for the next 15-20 minutes, however long this review is going to be. But yeah, so yeah, this is definitely, I mean, to be honest with you, I probably anticipate all 5 of these aerial bots, because we just really need some new ones. Like, I don't own any other aerial bots unless some of those little crayons count, but you know, I never owned the G1 versions. I never owned the Combiner Wars ones, which thank God, because these ones are like those, but like 50 times better. So but yeah, so let's get a close-up look right here at Fireflight. And yeah, really cool. I really love like the red that they used. And you know, you got the white wings here with some stripes. And yeah, the detailing too is really nice. And I like the silver for the window here. You got black here for the nose cone as well. And the tail fin is really cool as well with the silver. So yeah, here's the bottom. You get just a little bit of visible head syndrome, but it kind of does all fit together right here, since, you know, you wouldn't assume that's a head. It's all cubic looking, which is practically his head. And yeah, that's pretty much it right there. It's pretty simple. Now if now if you feel like, wait a minute, this mold looks oddly familiar, and well, it should be, because this is actually a complete retool of the slingshot mold, or whatever. So that's essentially what it is. You know, the skeleton of it's the same. You know, obviously they redecorated it to look more like Fireflight, but engineering wise, it's the exact same as Slingshot. So yeah, and they did the same thing too at Skydive. He's basically just a complete mold retool of Air Raid. So yeah, but you know, that's not a problem, because I mean, again, they made them all look different enough, so it's nothing too, you know, redundant. But yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. Of course, you got the landing gear right here. That just flips into the head. I'll show that off later on when we transform this guy. So yeah. Oh yeah, almost forgot accessories. So he comes with 2 of these double-barreled guns right here. I'll just show off one of them up close. So here it is. I believe these are the same that came with Slingshot. Yeah, they're just recycled accessories. So kind of a bummer, but you know what, they still look fine with this guy. I don't really care, you know, as long as the figure itself looks different, I'm completely happy. So yeah, there you go. So anyways, now for the alt mode size comparisons. Here he is with Air Raid. You can see how that looks right there. And last but not least, here he is with Slingshot. Yeah, so that's pretty much it there for the alt mode size comparisons. As with the other two aerial bots and the next two aerial bots I'll be reviewing, I don't own any of the original figures or the Combiner Wars ones even. So all I have to compare with these guys are themselves. So I'll do what I can. So but yeah. So anyways, let's get right down to the transformations. So first, you're just going to start off by doing probably the hardest thing of the transformation, just by removing his guns from his wings. I know that was really complex. Like I was shaking right there. So yeah. So then after that, you just want to flip up the feet, and then flip back this all right here with the tail fins and whatnot. Then after that, you just want to flip down the shins, or bring down the shins, and then extend the thighs up to here, and then the shins will close up right there, and split apart the legs, flip back the wings, and I believe you can flip down this. I think it goes to the side, yeah. So then after that, you just want to flip up the landing gear, and then after that, just bring back all of this right here, and then you're just going to want to move out the arms, like so. Should come out. There we go. I don't want to be too rough. I just got this guy like last week, so yeah, then just stretch out the arms right here, and then rotate around the head. Man, it's really tight. They really tightened it on this guy. Let me just decrease the lighting a little bit, because I'm sure it's hurting your eyes with all the white here. And last but not least, you just want to bring this back right here. I think it goes like that, or does it go like? Yeah, no. I think I'm thinking of the Air Raid mold, where you just have to leave it up. So yeah, once you got that all done, there you guys have Fireflight in his robot mode, and yeah, I think he looks really cool. It's hard to tell if this is my favorite design of the aerial bots. I think he's cool. Silverbolt's cool. I don't know. He doesn't feel basic. Like the rest of them kind of have a basic feel. He's got. I mean, he kind of does too, but he's got some cool paint and stuff. I like it. And the alt mode too. It's like red. The rest of them kind of more generic colors: black, white, gray. But he's got some red, lots of red. So I don't know. Design-wise, he may be my favorite. I'm not too familiar with the aerial bots, like, as in their personalities and whatnot, but in terms of design, I think Fireflight may be my favorite. But yeah, so anyways, let's get a close-up look here at the sculpt, and I think it looks great. They gave him nice big blue eyes right there, and a pan gray face. And a little gunmetal gray here on the top. Let's see. You got silver here for the hands, which I think is really cool because you don't see that a lot, especially not in deluxe figures. So, yeah. You get some blue here. That's it. I mean, below the waist, he doesn't have too much paint. Actually, I don't think he has any paint, but I think for what it is, it still looks nice. I mean, you still got some of the jet mode stuff lingering on here into robot mode. But, Probably the only design flaws is that you can see all this right here. You can see this whole gap, but for both legs. But honestly, other than that, I think he looks perfectly fine. There's nothing really too much to say. So yeah, now for the articulation, his head's on the ball joint, as previously stated. It's really tight on my copy, and so honestly, I mean, that's not a bad thing. That means it'll hold up for quite a long time. We'll see though. Watch in like a year from now, like show him in a comparison, say, oh yeah, guys, remember last year when I said his head was all tight, his ball joint was all tight? Now it's loose. Yeah, but that's probably not gonna happen. Maybe. So yeah. So anyways, you can move it side to side. His head can only look up that far, and it can look down. It actually can look down really far. Like, it can't really look up, but it can look down. So that's nice, at least. Now his shoulders do move in and out, and there is a 360-degree swivel right there. A bicep swivel right there, and a double bend at the elbow, because he needs that, otherwise he can't transform. Nothing for the wrists, unfortunately. That's just another little complaint I have with the guy. No wrists. I think they could have been able to just put in like some kind of joint. I don't know. Let's see. He does have a waist swivel, and his legs can kick up this far, back that far, and outwards that much. And the thighs also do swivel. The knees do bend. And let's see, ankles do pivot. And you get some little toe movement here, as well as with the heel spurs. So, you got lots of nice action going on, which is good, because, people want to pose him and his other, his brethren around, like they're in midair, which, let me see, does he? Yeah, he has this little hole right here. I know I never usually talk about in my reviews, but yeah, there's a hole in this guy, and pretty much any other of the mainline Transformer figures, where you can just put in plug in like a little clear plastic stand or whatever, and then just have them in midair doing, I don't know, karate. So aerial bot karate, that'd be something to see. But so yeah, and of course he comes with his 2 guns, so you could store him, obviously plug him right into his hands, but you could also store him on his wings. I just realized I forgot to show that off in the earlier on, but you could, this is where I had him before, under the wings, but there is another spot. I think it was, where was it that I saw that? I don't know, where was that I saw? Was it here? I thought it was somewhere more towards the back, but it's too late. You may have saw it when I was doing the run through. There are kind of holes right here, so I suppose that's it, but I don't know. So yeah, let me just get him fixed up. There you go. So now anyways, now for the robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Air Raid. You can see that right there. And here he is with his mold mate, Slingshot. And yeah, especially here, you can see a bit more. Like in jet mode, you could kind of see it, but in robot mode especially, like I think they share the same arm mold. I think the legs are the same. Yeah, the legs are the same. I think, actually, you know what? In terms of robot mode, I think everything except for the wings, the tail fins, the front, like the nose section of the plane, and of course the heads. Aside from all those things, I think it's exactly the same. I mean, and well, I guess the back piece is a little different too, but yeah, no, all that aside, they're pretty different. So, or all that aside, they're pretty similar. Sorry. Yeah. So, but yeah, when you transform the two into their alt modes, Entirely different story. You can't even tell that they're the same mold, but yeah, there you guys have that. And there you guys have my review for the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe class Fireflight. And I'd say, I'm just gonna say right now, the 4 Aerial Bot Deluxes that I own, it's probably my favorite. You know, like I said before, I think, you know, his color scheme's really cool, pretty unique. You know, it kind of stands out from the rest a little bit. I mean, you could say the same thing about Skydive, but who again is coming next. But yeah, you know, I still think it just looks cool. You know, the like he's got more red than the other 4 aerial bots, and he's got a little blue, silver, and all that. And it doesn't really stick out as much in robot mode, but in alt mode, I think it looks really cool. Definitely the coolest looking plane of the 4. Well, okay, maybe Silverbolt's probably the better one, but I don't know. Still really good though. You know, and yeah, I mean that's all I gotta say. Only complaints, again, he doesn't have any wrist articulation. You could obviously see right in there, you know, there's big gaps. But aside from that, I think that's pretty much all the complaints. So yeah, overall, really good figure. Definitely recommend getting. So yeah, so anyways guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more, and comment down below what you guys think of this figure and the aerial bot so far. So anyways guys, as always, till all, R1.